What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Jenna, and make sure you are following the podcast everywhere podcasts are available or wherever you listen to them. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, so make sure to go follow and subscribe to the channel and be a part of the True Crew. So, in today's episode, I am solo, but I just wanted to chat with you guys. Easter weekend, American Easter weekend just passed, so a happy Easter to all who celebrated. Greek Easter, Eastern Orthodox Easter is May 5th this year, so I've got a little bit of time. But yeah, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about identity and just the evolution of who we are as people and how we grow over time and how much we change. And sometimes I feel like that can get a negative connotation to where, people might say, wow, you're not the same person you used to be. And it's like, hold up a second. That's not a bad thing. And I'm going to be plain honest with you guys. I am not the same Jenna that I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 2 years ago. I've really evolved over the years, and I think for the better. It's not always a negative thing where, maybe when we were younger, you had a friend who got into a relationship and then they just kind of put off their friendships and were focused so much on their significant other. It's not like that to where it's got to have this negative connotation of you've changed as a person. It's more so of you've changed but for the better, and it's normal and it's okay. Like, I really want to emphasize that with you guys. It's okay to change. It's okay to not dress the same as you once used to, or, maybe I don't know, even if it comes to, let's say, music, or a sports team. Like, we'll put it with sports. People will be like, oh, you just a bandwagoner. Like, you just hopped on the bandwagon of this team that won. Oh, you changed up your team and that's fine. Like, for me, and if you've been listening to the podcast long enough, then you'll know I always kind of tie it back to my journey and what I've been through with my condition. And for those who don't know, I battled some sort of autoimmune disease for about 3 years, was misdiagnosed with MS, and healed completely through holistic remedies and natural ways, supplements, strength training, and clean eating, healthy eating. So I really evolved as a person over those 3 years because I kind of had to. You know what I mean? Like, there's times in our life that we might go through a trial or a challenge or something, and you need to almost like morph into what it is that you need to be at that time. So going through all that I went through when it came to tests and stuff in the hospital, and going through the steroid treatments and plasma exchange and all those different treatments that they had me going to, I had to really alter who I was before that. And I had to put on the big girl pants and just truck through. And it's kind of like fight or flight. My fight or flight kicked in, and I was like, all right, this is what we're doing. And, I never really looked back. And then, like, let's turn it into something a little more not so health focused. So me as a person, I'll be honest with you guys again, there were points where I was a liar, and, I would lie to my parents about where I was going and who I was hanging out with and stuff. And because for whatever reason, I thought that it would be easier to ask for forgiveness than to kind of ask for permission. So I did, when I tell you guys, and if I'm jumping around, I'm sorry, but like I'm just going off of what's on my mind. When I tell you that self reflection is one of the most powerful things that you can practice as a human being, I mean, seriously, guys, you will be amazed at what you learn about yourself and how much control you have over those things that you may not like about yourself. So, for example, let's say procrastination. Guys, I am like one of the number one procrastinators you might ever meet, okay? And that's not gonna work for me as a business owner. I have to be proactive. I can't be a procrastinator and wait till the last minute to get things done. I need to be reliable. I need my clients to be able to rely on me. So procrastination, I noticed it. I realized it, that's one of my flaws. I've really been trying to work on it. I've been doing a pretty okay job with it. There's definitely always room for improvement. But when is there not? It's that mentality of every day we're learning or always going to be learning something, and there's always room for improvement, and we can always keep working on ourselves. There's no time limit that you have to personal development. I don't know. That's just one of my thoughts and opinions on that. But going back to identity, it's more so of just trying to be someone that you're not. And when I was in school, in middle and high school, especially middle school, you want to be a part of the cool group and be with your girlfriends and have the cliques and stuff. And I really, looking back, I'm like, I don't think I was truly myself 100% of the time. I was putting on this facade of whoever I was with. I was kind of like a chameleon. So if I was hanging out with the cooler, quotation, the cooler group of girls, then I would try and be cool like them. But then if I was hanging around like the average group of girls, then I would kind of tone it down and just be average. But thinking back to it now, there was always a part of me that I still tried to keep true to who I am and who I was. And to be honest, I don't know if I did a good job of that. It's sometimes stuff that you look back on and you're like, I probably could have done that a little bit better. I don't know. It's interesting. Bottom line is, we are forever changing, forever evolving, and that's okay. And we evolve to what we need at that time in life. So how I am right now is probably not going to be the same way how I'll be when one day I have a family and I have kids that I'm caring for, and that's just how it is. And that is okay. Like it's almost like people who go through midlife crisis, they're older, they have kids, they focus so much on taking care of their kids, taking care of the house, all the responsibilities that come with that. But then they feel like they aren't the same cool person that they once were, or they feel like they need to go out and buy a motorcycle to be young again, to feel young again. And I guess like the way I see it is that we always have that inner child in us, and it's healthy to bring that out every once in a while, to make sure that you are still enjoying life. Don't get so caught up in the rat race. Don't get so caught up in the rat race. Don't get so caught up in who's with who and who's with what job and doing what position, what they're wearing, what house they have, and blah blah blah. Don't get so caught up in that. Get caught up in who you are and who you want to be in this life. And what can you do to make it better for everyone around you? Like it's figuring out what your mission is. And yesterday I picked up a shift at a diner that I've been at for 10 years. And I picked up a shift and I met the most incredible group of people. And it was just such validation, confirmation that I am where I am supposed to be, where God wants me to be. And I couldn't be more grateful for it. And it's that feeling of when you know, you know. And although I'll look back at old pictures and stuff, and I'll look at myself and I'm like, I really don't even recognize that person. But, I'm doing this for her. There were times where I was confused as to who it was I wanted to be or who I was supposed to be. And I kind of felt lost. And now I've found that person. I found who I'm supposed to be. And that's one of the main reasons why I talk about living in your truth and being your authentic self, and why that word true and truth is so important to me, because I'm finally living my truth. I am finally who I'm meant to be, who I'm supposed to be. And I couldn't be more proud of that person. But it took a lot of self-reflection. It took a lot of mistakes to make. It took a lot of lessons to learn. And, there might be times where you might be like, if I only knew then what I know now. Yeah, but if you did, then you wouldn't be where you are now. And I wholeheartedly believe that note. So all in all, I think what I'm trying to say is that you're gonna change over a lifetime. You're going to change over the years. You're going to change month by month, week by week. And that's okay. It is okay. You are changing for who it is you are becoming and what it is you are about to receive. You need to just trust in that. And if there's people who might be judging you or trying to start a problem and say, oh, you're not like you used to be, well, that's because I'm preparing for something bigger and better. And this relationship, this friendship isn't serving me anymore. This situation it's not giving me anything beneficial. It's not helping me grow in any way, and I need to step away from it. And you have all the power to do that. Trust me, you do. So definitely trusting your gut, trusting your intuition, and evolve. You might be in that cocoon right now, but you're going to bust out like a beautiful butterfly, and it's going to be so incredibly worth it. So it's a short episode today, guys, but that was just something that was, kind of weighing on me. And it was something I wanted to share with you all, because I've definitely felt that way, where I don't think that I was being true to who I am. And I am finally in that truth. And I am happy to explain that, and that I've realized that it took those challenges and lessons and mistakes to get to where I am today. So don't get discouraged. It's going to be frustrating. It can be discouraging. You might want to give up, but don't. Make sure you keep pushing through. Keep going, keep living, keep smiling. It's what's going to pull you through, and you'll be amazed at what comes out in the end. So that's all I have for you guys this week on the True Talk podcast. Please let me know if you like this kind of episode where I'm giving you that big sis advice. I love talking with you guys and sharing more about myself and more about my story. If you have any questions at all, or maybe something you'd like me to talk about, please feel free to DM me My Instagram handle is at Jenna. Make sure you're following along on the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube at True Talk. I have so much more that's coming on the way. I have so many fun guests to come, so I'm super excited to share that with you guys. And as always, thank you so much for supporting me in this journey. I love talking with you guys every week. It's been so much fun. I look forward to more in the future. So be kind to yourself, give yourself grace. And like I said, keep going, keep living, and keep smiling. And just turn into that beautiful, beautiful butterfly that you are meant to spread your wings and show to the rest of the world. But until next time, I will talk to you guys next week, and make sure go follow the podcast and subscribe. I love you all.